You know, we never talked about it while we still wore the colors. We wrote out a farewell. Without Sarah, I knew that we were leaving everything behind. Everything that mattered was gone.
Don't leave me out here, man. How many drifters still flying colors around here? As if that shit matters. If you ask me, you got a price on your head. How's it feel to be on the other side?
Because that's who we are. The freak show. Only folks survived were those mean enough, nasty enough to out-freak the freaks.
We're fighting a war out here. You sure you're up for it?
We have to look out for each other. It's all we got.
Come on, give me the gun! Give me the gun, buddy! No, I will not!
Ready? Hello everyone, and welcome to Ben Plays, our weekly stream where we come out, we hang out with you, and we play games, and we do some really cool stuff, like tonight. I'm your community manager, Kevin McAllister, and with me, we have a returning guest, Katie Scott, our senior concept artist. Katie, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Glad to be here. Thank you.
If you all remember, Katie was the last stream, I think, was back in March for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund charity stream.
Yeah, that was a fun stream.
So it's glad that you're back now. Yeah, that was a fun stream.
Yeah.
You know, always torturing Kevin on those streams with wigs and. Hello, chat. How are you all doing tonight? So what are we doing tonight, you ask? Good question. We are doing Breaking Down Days Gone, Part 2. And we started Breaking Down Days Gone during Extra Life with our game director, Ron Allen. He came on and we went to the old sawmill, and for 2 hours, we running around the old sawmill, taking out the hordes, and talking about the design layout, the tech of the Freakers, where the Freakers started. We actually showed a prototype video of the PlayStation Vita, where the horde started with a bunch of Gabe Logans running around, which it's still, every time I see it, it's just hilarious to me.
Yep.
So, and we're doing this because it's Ben Studios' 30th anniversary. So we've been here for 30 years now, and our anniversary ends on May of 2024. So with that, we're able to kind of look back at our past games while our team behind me creates our games for the future. So, and that includes all of our past games of Siphon Filter, Resistance, Uncharted Golden Abyss, and of course, Days Gone. And Days Gone was just released on GOG.com a couple weeks ago. So now, literally Days Gone is everywhere. So if you want to play it, PlayStation 4, PS5, Steam Deck, where else? GOG, Epic Games, it's everywhere. So just go out, go fight some hordes, ride the bike, play it wherever you want to play it. But anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about today, so this is why we brought on Katie.
Yep. And I also won't know what I'm talking about today, so get ready for that.
Katie, how long have you been at Ben Studio now?
Oh, boy. I think I've been at Ben Studio for about 11 years now. I can't remember, give or take. It was September 2012, so math.
Math is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, about 11 years.
11 years.
I was a contractor for about 3 of those years.
Okay.
Maybe 4. So I wasn't technically an employee, but I worked here, so it counts. Yeah.
So 11 years.
11. Yeah. Boy.
That's a long time.
It is.
You know, I've been here over 2.5 years, and it's been the fastest 2.5 years of my life.
Wow.
Just because always just busy doing something, right?
Oh,
Or I'm
for
having
sure.
fun, or I'm here literally playing a game on Fridays. It just weeks go by so
Woe is
fast.
me.
So, before we get into breaking down Days Gone, learn a little bit more about you. So, what did you do in Days Gone? What was your title and the kind of things you worked on?
So I started as a associate concept artist, but I had never done concept art a day in my life before I started, actually. I guess I'll get into like the story of how I got my job.
Yeah,
if that
yeah.
works.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm a Bend local. I grew up here. I have like 4 generations of family who grew up here. So I was just living in Bend, doing art because that was like my passion. I think I was working at Whole Foods at the time. I worked
Okay.
there for like 7.5 years.
Wow.
Just like we go to a job and then I can do art.
Yeah.
Because that's like my priority in life is
Right.
art. So I was really good about kind of like meeting other artists and like doing fun things with them and collaborating and doing art shows around town. Bend was quite a bit smaller back in 2012 and further back. So I feel like it was a lot easier and more accessible for me to kind of be seen by a majority of the city, if that makes sense. So anyways, when I was meeting people, I met a person who worked at Bend Studio, awesome artist, Caleb Kennedy. He was an environment artist, and yeah, we get to talking, just like, oh, that's super cool that you work in games. Like, what is that like? That sounds amazing.
Right.
Yeah, and one day he let me know, he's like, hey, we have a position open at Bend Studio, because like you do art, right? Like you're super good, or I like your art, you might be a good fit for the studio and your style and stuff. And so he gave me an email to like send in my resume and all that. And like, I remember the night before I was like, I'm not going to do that. Like, why would I even send in
Right.
like my resume? Like, what resume? Like, I have just all this art and stuff,
Yep.
and I have no college experience. Like, there wasn't anything local art-wise, so I was just like, wow, I'll just do it on my own. But anyways, long story short, long story longer, I turned in...
Keep it going.
Yeah, I turned in my resume. I think I had like... I didn't know what to put on my resume because it was so short, so I just had like a couple things here and there. But yeah, I took the art test. I stayed up pretty late that night working on it, and then a week later I got a call back. I was at PAX Prime. I remember I was at PAX Prime on the escalator going like down to one of the floors, and I got that email, and
No
it's
way.
just like the vision is like burned into my memory. It was
Right.
like the most impactful moment of
Yeah.
like my career.
Right.
So yeah. So anyways, got an interview, yada yada. Here I am today, 11 years later. Skipped over a lot of things, but
Nice.
yeah, and went into too much depth with
No,
others.
it's okay. It's
But
okay.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you being here 11 years, and we have a lot of developers at the studio that's been here for a while, and I think that's just a testament to how cool the area is, how cool the studio and the people are,
Yeah.
and for it to be 11 years, that's awesome, and I will eventually get to that point.
Yeah, you will. Heck yeah.
But so you've also you do a lot of art. You did a lot in Days Gone. You're a senior concept artist for the new game, but you also do a lot outside, more like costumes, like the
Yeah.
Predator, a mermaid, which was on a Netflix series.
Oh, briefly.
Just brief, but
yeah.
it was there.
Yeah. They did actually. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And your costumes and stuff look so legit. It's insane.
Yeah. Because I love doing art. Like, that's my entire reason of existence, like, I believe. So I had to do something that wasn't just sitting on the computer again at home. I had to do something that was more 3D and more hands-on. But I had to create, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we're so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Chat. Hi, everyone. I know I
Hi.
haven't been able to say hi to each and every person as I usually do on Fridays. This is going to be more of a spotlight on Katie. But what we're going to do in just a couple seconds here, we're going to jump into Days Gone, and we're going to kind of play this like a virtual tour of the world of Days Gone. And there's going to be times we're going to stop at certain maybe locations, maybe signs, things that Katie has worked on, and just talk a little bit about each one. And we also will show you various designs that Katie put together during the development of Days Gone. Some are pretty early on. Some are they're kind of like the final piece almost. But it's all of Katie's art and what she's worked on during Days Gone. I know, I'm sorry everyone that my beard has grown back. I apologize, okay? All right, well, let's get to this. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay,
Let's
good.
do this.
Let's go ahead and flip us over. And I apologize, my jacket is very swishy. I didn't realize that, so every time I move, it's just swish, swish, swish. Okay, so we're going to start off with our virtual tour, and we're going to begin right here at Lost Lake Camp. This is a 100% save file, which I was just telling Katie before we went live, that this is my save file that I got 100% on back when this game launched in 2019.
I love that.
And I still have the save file. So I carried it over to New Game Plus, and I was happy that I was able to find it yesterday.
It's a special save file.
It is a very
like
special
that.
save file. So Katie worked on some decals,
Yeah.
some fuel tanks.
Yes.
So-
Some of them and some other concept artists worked on a bunch too. It's
Yeah.
Really,
So
this is one of
we're-
my most favorite tasks.
If I can find, okay, it's the paint. That's where it's at, and then it's decals, and then okay, here's the custom
Yeah.
fuel tanks,
The freakers.
which Katie did work on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this one is specifically is the Horde, and this one and the other two are all part of the collector's edition and digital deluxe edition, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have the Horde design. Mm-hmm. We have this runner design here, which I love, and then we have the Broken Road, which is honestly one of my favorites because
Really?
before I joined Ben Studio, my blog and stuff was always called the Broken Road. So and then I had to always equip it, you know. So was there any parts to like these three tanks that was there like maybe some guardrails you had to follow by? Was there any like creative freedom you could have done, or kind of how did these three were the ones that got picked for the collector's edition?
Boy. Just a forewarning. We made this game however
We
many
made this
years
a while ago.
My brain is cheesecloth to begin with, so I really apologize if I'm just like, I don't know. I can't remember. I know the Horde one was a request by somebody. Can't remember how that one came about, but I know it was a request. And
Okay.
I think the runners, I could just be talking on my butt and whatever, it doesn't matter to anyone else. I think the runners I might have suggested just because I wanted to draw the wolves. And I can't remember what the Broken Road was about, but I think we wanted to kind of like represent the Broken Road since that was such a highlight of
Right.
the game.
Yeah.
So
And I love
Yeah.
these designs. And like I said, these were part of the collector's edition on Days Gone back in 2019, way back when this
Yeah.
game was launched. Then we were able to port it on PC in 2021. And if you played it on PC, you got all of the bike skins were available immediately from day one, which was really cool. So actually what we're going to do is I'm going to take you right over and show you Katie's designs from these three
yeah.
fuel tanks that you came up with. So you won't be able to see us, but you will still be able to hear us.
excellent.
So here are the designs from Katie. The Horde, the Broken Road, and the Runners. Which one is your favorite? Which one is the one that you love to work on the most?
Well, I feel like the Horde one just kind of like fits the tank the best. Oh gosh. Well, I would pick the wolves, the runners. Yeah. So these are just kind of like the what am I trying to say? Like just the concept art, but I had to kind of transfer this to a texture to give to the environment or the team that put it
Right,
on the
yeah.
tank.
Yeah, that's cool though. I love seeing the early designs, or this is kind of like the finished design, but seeing it on paper and then flipping right here, and now it's like boom, it's in the game, right? Like
Right.
that to me is just so cool, you know?
It is, and you get when you're working on it, you get kind of lost in the, just the, not mundaneness, but just like the everyday, like, oh, I'm going to work and I'm drawing this, or I'm like working on my tasks, and you kind of lose sight of things every
Right.
once in a while. So, seeing it all on the bike and seeing it like in the game is kind of like a special reminder that like, oh yeah, yeah,
Right, you did that.
Cool.
You did that.
we're all contributing to this really cool game in the end.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I see some people in chat, they love the runners. They love the Horde one as well. So it seems like those two are definitely some of the popular ones. I think I saw somewhere earlier about the Broken Road one, which, like I said, I loved. So we'll go ahead and equip this one, the Horde one, because I do like this one. I like the red. And if you have the
It
nitrous at the certain level, that is also red. So, and also chat, if you have any questions for Katie during the stream, please make sure you drop them in chat. Kat, behind the camera, with the Ben Studio name, will be collecting all your questions, and at the end of the stream, we'll gather up some of our favorites, and we'll go ahead and ask Katie at the end.
Awesome.
Sound fun?
Sounds great. Yeah. My brain is like all over the place. So I'm just like, I don't talk a lot.
Right.
Thank you for being here with me.
I talk a lot, so if anything, I'll just talk more for you.
Excellent. I'll take it.
All right, so besides the fuel tanks, you also did some of the decals.
Yeah.
Shark.
Good shark.
I
You
love
have
the
to have shark. Yeah. For the decals, it was up to me and to, the other concept artists that worked on it just to come up with ideas. Just like, I don't know, what would you want on a tank?
Yeah.
Or what do you think other people would want? So I don't know what other people would want. So I was kind of like, well, I don't know. This sounds like a fun idea.
So was the decals like pretty free will then? Like you could kind of...
Yeah, for the most part, it
That's
was just
cool.
pitch whatever. Yeah, because, yeah. What do you request? Just
Right.
like, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
cool stuff. Sure, yeah.
And now I know there's some of these that we're actually going to flip to soon and show you all the decals that Katie put together before.
Just a few of them.
Yeah. Like
But
this one, that's on one of them. This like blue fire ram, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites to draw.
And these were all just original designs that you came up with.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
really
it's
cool.
not, they're little stickers. It's not spectacular, but it was
Right.
really fun to do. Yeah.
Like that could be a super cool tattoo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you got some variations of these colors.
Yep,
right?
got it.
You have the mermaid. Now,
Had to do-
now since I
had
said,
to do that.
is it because of that? Is that why you wanted to do the mermaid? Because
I just had to
you
throw
just love
one in
mermaids,
there.
right?
Yeah.
So that's actually really cool, and it's a really good, like inside knowledge for people of like,
a little personal flair in there.
Yeah,
From
like,
my life.
because of your art and because of like the mermaid costume you've done in the past and stuff, and then you were kind of taking that and made it a decal, which is now in Days Gone.
Yeah.
So if anyone equips the mermaid decal in Days Gone, you can think of Katie all the time now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's some more of these.
I think Caleb Gresham did that one.
I
think.
I
Sorry,
like that one.
If anyone's
Yeah.
on my team is listening, I apologize in advance.
It's been a long time, Got some
Yeah.
pinstripes.
Yeah, those are fun.
So, and I think actually now, these aren't all the decals either, because if you go to a different camp, they have different decals.
Ah, yes.
So actually,
they were significantly more.
yeah,
I
yep,
remember.
Yep. So actually, we'll go ahead and show you some of the other decals from Katie's portfolio, which is right there.
Oh, Jack's was my favorite.
Oh, right. Actually, that's part of the
Jack?
fuel tank we can
Sorry,
show.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack, the puppy.
Yeah.
And then, what's that? The lake up top.
Oh, that's just a geode.
Yeah. Oh, the lava rock type thing.
Yeah, like a thunder egg.
Thunder
there we
egg.
go.
There
we
it
go.
is. There it is.
We'll figure it out.
And then like the devil person.
Yeah,
like,
that actually got put on some marketing material for Days Gone release.
Yep. And I think that might be like Diamond Lake Camp. You might be able to get that one, I believe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I know some camps have different decals at other places. So, yeah, I mean, we'll go ahead and come back and we'll show you the Jack one because that one is just, It's so cute. Jack is like one of the fan favorites, of course, out of all Days Gone. Like,
I got to actually pick what kind of puppy Jack was.
No way.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're going to have a puppy in the game. And I was just like, yes.
What?
Yes, puppy. So he's what is it? A Norwegian elk hound.
Okay.
I think that was just a really cute puppy that
A
I saw online.
Norwegian elk hound?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool. So there it is.
He was supposed to have a curly tail, but that's fine.
It's the most adorable fuel tank you can equip. Deacon loves it.
Puppies.
You
Let's
know,
keep that one.
Yes, we're going to equip this one, actually.
Yay.
So that's really cool that you were able to choose the breed of
Yeah,
the
they were
dog.
just like, hey, we need a puppy. Can you
Yeah.
figure that out? And I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
Sure.
I'm learning a lot already.
Yeah.
I didn't know some of these nuggets, so that's really cool. So we'll go ahead and equip that one because who doesn't like it, right? It's a puppy. It's Jack. It's the puppy Jack.
Adorbs.
All right. So now, actually, the dude just kicked down our bike. So thanks, man. But actually, one more about the fuel tank before we start heading out into the open world. That's not available to equip anymore is Sarah's gift.
Is it not?
It is not.
Oh, bummer.
And so at the very beginning of the story, Deacon has his, fleshed out drifter bike, maxed, upgraded, everything. But he also has the fuel tank that Sarah gave him. And when his bike got stolen, the bike got parted, and we never saw the tank again. But here, we can see the tank again. And we can see it up close and personal.
Woohoo!
So there is the tank. The Sarah's gift is
To Deacon, yeah.
to Deacon.
This was a request by Creative Direction.
Okay.
And it had to do, gosh, let me remember. I can't remember much, but it had to be something that was near and dear to Deacon and his lifestyle and his love for motorcycles. Something that Sarah thought would be sentimental to him.
Okay.
So I was like, if I were dating a biker, boy, what would I do? So I came up with a few sketches that you can see on the right-hand side. Just wolves and, I don't know, stuff. Yeah.
It's kind of cool, though, and that's where you landed, huh?
Yeah. I forget what the name of that specific kind of cross is, but Creative Direction requested Morior Invictus. I think I said that really weird. And then the number 13.
Yep.
To incorporate those somehow. So, and then a wolf skull. So,
Yeah, I mean,
that's where we've landed.
I love the final look.
Thumbs up.
Like I said, it's only available at the beginning of the game. You can't get it after that. Once Deacon's bike is stolen, it's stolen and it's out in the wild. We don't know where Sarah's tank went. So now we kind of went through the bike, a lot of things you worked on between the decals, the fuel tank. We equipped Jack, talked about the beginning fuel tank that you see. So now we're going to go out in the open world and we're going to kind of do a virtual tour of Days Gone, and we're going to go to certain spots. Now, Katie, you worked on the graffiti.
Yeah, yep.
And there's a lot of graffiti in this world. Did you work on all the graffiti?
I worked on, unless someone snuck something in there, I worked on all the graffiti, for better or for worse.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go check out some of that graffiti, which can be visible in the tunnels. It can be at the old sawmill, which I'm going to avoid that place right now because I know the Horde is waiting for me, and we already did the Horde a couple weeks ago.
Today's a leisurely
Yes,
stroll.
we're kicking back today, and we're just enjoying cruising around on our bike.
Yeah.
But there is some.
There's some narrative-heavy graffiti, and then some just kind of casual. Yeah.
There's some more graffiti
some
right there.
Casual graffiti.
Let's just make sure no freakers come and attack us. So
Oh boy.
all of this is kind of stuff you worked on. Was there
Yeah.
any direction
No, it was just kind of like, I don't know, do some graffiti in the world, and I was like, you got it.
Yeah.
And I pulled a lot of things out of my butt as far as what it says.
Right.
So I think beans is in there, and I don't know if maybe you shouldn't look at it too close, but there's just some weird I don't know. I think spoopy is one of the big ones. Just
Right. So before I
Reaper.
joined Ben Studio, and when I was like pretty much my miniature Days Gone content creation person, I studied those walls.
Did you?
I really did. I'm like, what is here? What is hidden?
What does
do
it say?
What
Not
do
much,
these words
honestly.
mean?
Not much.
So we're actually going to go ahead and go to Sherman's camp because as I was kind of testing it out last night, I was going through and fighting the horde and came across some more graffiti. I'm like, oh, didn't realize there was some on this building too. So there's a lot of graffiti in the world. But what I love about that is kind of making the world. I always got to watch out for that tripwire right there.
I love that you know it's there.
Yeah. What I love
Have you
about
played
things,
this before?
yeah, just a little bit,
Oh, okay,
right?
cool.
Just a few times. But what I love about these type of things is like it's just that sense of immersion, right? Like,
Yeah.
why was the graffiti there? It's that environmental storytelling. Like here's some more.
Spoopy. There you go. Yep.
The famous one is Spoopy,
Is that? Put my glasses
and then a
on.
bunch of these like real little itty bitty graffitis here.
Yeah.
Spoopy. So was that just a made up word? Was it something that?
Oh, it's that like is it like kind of a meme, like the Halloween meme, like oh, it's so
Oh
spoopy.
right, yeah, I love it. I love it.
I don't know what to write for graffiti. It was really all these tasks that I was given in this. Oh my gosh, sorry.
Oh, knocking over the mic.
Yeah. All these tasks like really pulled me in a lot of different directions creatively. So I had never drawn graffiti. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really fun to study it and make like some Photoshop paintbrushes. And looking back on it all, as an artist, you're always like, oh, I could do that better now.
Right,
But
right.
it was still super fun. And
Go ahead and take these two out real quick so they don't
'em.
disrupt our art sightseeing here.
our art site seeing, right?
So here's some more graffiti, which is the stuff that I found last night while I was running
Bike.
through. Bike?
Bike.
Love
and then
it.
Reaper, I think, is behind it.
Oh, the red one?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
then
So we'll go over and look at some of the graffiti again from her portfolio to kind of show you where it started. Point it towards you.
Oh, sorry.
So there is some of the graffiti. A lot of it actually, I guess, that you kind of worked on. And was all of that make it into the game?
Yeah, so you see the kind of big mess on the bottom left.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the tiling texture that I provided to the environment team. And each one of those in that huge mess is an individual texture as well. So they were able to take any one of those textures and place them individually in the world as well as the big kind of blob that you have there.
Right.
And to the right of that, kind of in the middle, the one that says something that I cannot read.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of a example that I would send to art direction. Like, hey, this is a narrative-driven graffiti. Do you like any of these? Should we get rid of any? And then on the next to that one, I think that says killer.
Okay.
That was kind of my first stages of doing the graffiti, like the big painted graffitis. Just send like, hey, which one do you like the best? Should I move forward with this? Should I do a final image? Yada yada.
Oh, that's cool.
And then yeah, the stuff on the very bottom to the right is more just narrative driven bits and pieces that you'd see around the world.
Yeah, that's
So,
really cool though.
yeah.
And like I said, I mean, the graffiti can literally be found in a lot of different places in the world, especially. Oh, there's a biker there. Especially around the tunnels. Now they're shooting at me. Did I not just tell them we're trying to sightsee Days Gone?
Yeah, guys.
I know this world comes for you. They won't allow us to sightsee, but this is what we're trying to do. Now, actually, since we're going
there you
here,
go. I did that.
you did this sign,
Yeah.
the Lost Lake sign here.
I was thrown on a lot of signage and a lot of like graphic design things, I guess.
Okay.
Environment painting isn't my strong suit. I just really love doing all the graphic design things. So I learned a lot and I got to do some cool things that would go directly into the game.
Yeah.
Because not all the time when you're doing concept art does it like the thing that you draw gets placed into the game.
Right.
And I feel super happy and fortunate that I got to be in a position where I did this, and it gets put there. And
For
it's
sure.
just, it's in it.
I mean,
in
look
the
at.
game.
I mean, we've only been on stream for a half hour, and all the stuff we've already pointed out that that's in the game from you, like, is kind of crazy.
Yeah, all the signage and
So now,
pictures and stuff.
like for the sign, for a simple sign like this, is there like the text? Is that something you create? Is that something that comes from like the narrative of like, hey, this is what we want on?
Oh, what it says?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
lodging, hiking, fishing, swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like for instance, they'd be like, okay, so we need a sign for Lost Lake. It's a resort, and so I researched things that could like have to do with Lost Lake. Like, what is ospreys? You know, those are fishing birds.
Right. Yep.
That's relevant, I suppose. And then I kind of draw out a sheet of, I don't know, 3 to 10, I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Different options of like what the sign could look like, and they pick like one or two. They're like, oh, maybe if it like kind of looked like this a little bit different, or can you give us some more variations of these two designs?
Yeah.
And so
For sure.
give them that, and then once we get the thumbs up from art direction, I do the final texture, and then I send it off to environment team.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really easy on my end. I'm
Yeah.
like, now you figure out how to make the game work. I just drew a picture.
And thank you, everyone who's joining us. Thank you for all the new people that's joining us and watching this stream. This is Breaking Down Days Gone Part 2. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, was Part 1, where we had our game director, Ron Allen, come on and break down the old Sawmill Horde. This is our new ongoing series that's going to last the next few months as we continue to celebrate our Ben Studio 30th anniversary. So as I'm trying to figure out where I'm going, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start talking about some of the collectibles that you have.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is actually really cool things that you can get to see right here. So first, we're going to show you the collectibles from in-game, which, like I said, I found my 100% save file. It's right here. I got them all.
Very special.
Yes, very special. Now, I know we have some of them already listed that we're going to show soon. Do you remember any in particular ones like that you remember doing?
I cannot remember what they're called.
Yeah.
If I see the text, then I'll remember. But God,
So
we had to do so many.
Maybe this is what we'll do first, is we'll go ahead and show you the actual collectibles right here.
Oh, should I pull that up?
So here we go. So
Pull
these
that.
are the collectibles, just some of the collectibles
Mm-hmm.
that you've worked on. And actually one of them, that I noticed immediately is the Easter egg to Siphon Filter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how, I assume once again, a lot of narrative and stuff had to be put into that.
Mm-hmm.
I know there was push from multiple people in the studio during development of like, hey, we got to include some Siphon Filter Easter eggs and stuff.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a fun request by creative direction, I believe.
Yeah, that is really cool. And I'm actually trying to find it as we're talking about it here.
What's it called?
Oh, that's Sarah's lab notes. So
Oh, they should have like little icons so you can see what you're...
I know, right?
Come on, guys.
But we also have, on this collectible screen, we have the Zen, the motorcycle book that Manny talks about in the beginning. So like that, it looks pretty realistic to collectible. So how are you making something like that?
I loved working on the collectibles. I think it might have been more enjoyable than the decals or
Oh,
the gas
really?
tanks. I don't know, it's so fun to like come up with making it look realistic. So yeah. I sourced a lot of like textures.
Okay.
And just kind of like cobble everything together.
Right.
And dirty it up. And for a lot of the writing, like all the letters that you see, like the manifesto and the when Sarah writes and stuff,
Yeah.
I would actually write on a piece of paper, scan it in, and then Photoshop that up into whatever.
So your writing was Sarah's. Your personal handwriting was Sarah's handwriting.
Yeah. For a lot of the other things that were written, I would have to kind of like change up my handwriting by doing weird things, like holding the pen differently. But Sarah's handwriting is my authentic handwriting.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it was very easy to keep it like similar. Yeah.
So this one.
I have.
So this one right here, actually. Oh yeah.
Can I
So
pull?
Katie actually has. Okay, so you just saw the designs from Katie from her portfolio. Now you're seeing it in game, and she actually still has the physical parts of
Yeah.
it in hand. So if you see that right now, I'll actually put us up to full screen for you here.
Hold it in front of my face.
And there is, so that is your handwriting.
Yeah.
That is actually Sarah's handwriting in the game.
Yeah.
Which
And
is like-
there's a lot of other like garbled things on there. I would just kind of fill the page up with whatever I needed for the texture and
Yeah.
have it on there. And while we're at it, I didn't really have to change this one too much. It's the
clue from the beginning of the game
yeah.
where Deacon's trying to find the stash for Copeland, and then you have to either choose Tucker or Copeland to give the stash to. And that clue from the angel statue wings is right there, which, like we talked about before stream, you got to get it framed.
Yeah,
That's so
totally.
cool.
This one's from Carlos's manifesto where he couldn't spell his own name, so he tried a couple times.
You know,
at the
that
top.
checks out. He's Carlos.
Special boy. And then this is National, or the Nero, whatever, something or other.
Oh, Nero, okay.
I mocked this page up in Photoshop, printed it out, mussed it all up, and then took a picture of it and did all the details in Photoshop. So I really liked using like practical,
Yeah.
physical assets. It's a lot. I don't know. It just kind of looks better.
I feel like
in the end.
it immerses you even more somehow.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
see,
in games and movies, I can tell when it's like a fake signature or they oh my gosh, can't talk. Where they wrote something in Photoshop. There's a certain line to the
right.
quality to the
Yeah.
line. So I liked it looking like actual handwriting.
I mean, me being the huge Days Gone fan I am, seeing that stuff today was like, oh, this is so cool.
I have a whole drawer full if you need. Yeah.
But yeah, so this writing on the picture of Sarah and Boozer, and yeah, it's just so cool. Like, that's your writing. It's just in game, you know.
It's fun.
And there's so many more collectibles here. And you said, like, one of our other artists was actually, like, Deacon's handwriting,
Yeah,
right?
I think it was Joel Bandish, my other coworker. Oh, and then I have that right.
Oh, this
I have
right.
that piece
you
of
had
paper
that
in
piece
here.
of paper too, huh?
And I actually had a rubber band around it. So that's just a photo of something that I wrote and then photoshopped it to make it look
Yeah.
different. But
It's awesome.
yeah,
It's
it's
so
super
cool.
fun. Practical.
And just going through some of these. And yeah, that picture of Boozer and of Sarah is actually hanging up in QA on
Yeah.
level 3.
Yeah, they printed it out and
Yeah.
it's like life size. So it's only yay big.
I always love seeing that.
Yeah.
So now that handwriting was our other
yeah, I think
concept
that's
artist,
Joel's.
Joel.
And I apologize if it wasn't, but I'm like 94% sure that it was Joel's.
That's really cool. That's super cool.
Yeah.
And there's some really...
Yeah, that's Carlos's manifesto.
And that's
where
what
he
you wrote
spelled
as
his
well.
name right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
And then there's one of the Cloverdale things. I can't find the other one. I don't know where it's at. It's
fine.
out of here on these 240 collectibles that I collected. Just slight flex there. But
It's all me, whatever.
yeah, it was all me.
Took a while. It's no big deal. Not too long, though.
Yep. So what we're going to do now, kind of went over some collectibles. We're going to go head up towards Sarah's grave.
Yeah.
Because you actually had your hand in that as well. Which
Yeah.
is... What didn't you do in this game?
Most of it.
So we'll just watch me kind of fumble myself away. Oh, I guess we're just going to go through camp here.
Oh, did Copeland's... I spelled martial law wrong.
Oh, really?
When I initially did it, and someone was like, hey.
So even like that little sign, you even wrote that one too? Or like, helped make it?
I think someone else... I can't remember. But yeah, sorry. Spacing out while you're talking to me.
You did something for it, right?
Yeah, totally.
We're just going to cut through camp because this is the shortcut.
Nice.
And yeah, anyone, if you have any questions for Katie, please drop them in chat. Kat, our online community specialist behind the Ben Studio name, is gathering them up. And towards the end of the stream, we will ask some of our favorites to Katie. So thank you all for joining. And as we go, this is a long distance. I could probably nope, I'm on Survival 2, so I can't fast travel, actually.
Woo. Yeah, thanks for coming along for all my ramblings. I hope I'm
But here's some more
incoherent.
graffiti.
Yay!
I'm already seeing people in chat. They were really excited about getting these little Easter eggs, and
Yeah.
it's like it's for Days Gone fans and players. It's like nerd moments for us, you know.
Yeah, and it was fun to like work on.
Yeah. So here's some more. Like this is the wall in particular that I literally studied. I'm like, there's got to be something here.
Those people are pretty bold to be tagging up all the way up there. Rock climbers over here. We're in Oregon.
So do you think they did this prior to the apocalypse or after?
Ooh.
There's some more there. Oh, and there's bike again.
Bike.
Yep.
Bike.
I can't tell the yellow one. I'm not sure what that one is.
Remember.
Let's shine the flashlight on it. That didn't help.
Yeah, some of these I can't.
Yeah.
It was just words.
And then not directly connected to Katie, but there are some license plates around the world of Days Gone that are initials from developers that worked on Days Gone with their birth year. So if you see something like that, it might be a developer's initials and when they were born.
Yeah, I can't remember who came up with that idea, but it was really fun and brilliant.
Yeah, it was super cool.
So, like, we each get a little part of our contribution.
Yeah,
in the
right?
game. I mean, more so.
Zaz 2.0. This is my favorite stream so far. As a graphic designer for TV, I'm so geeking out right now.
Yay! And I can't multitask, so I'm not really reading chat. I can't listen to you and read at the same time.
It's quite okay.
Oh, Crazy Willies. Joel Mandish did that.
Joel Mandish did
He had
that
so
one?
much fun with
That's
Crazy
cool.
Willies. Oh, and he did some really cool. He's a really good environment artist, so he did
Joel
a
is
really
awesome.
He did a great piece of the motel.
Yeah, the motel is super cool. And it's
Yeah.
it's one of those first things that you see.
Yeah.
You know, when you get on.
He did a lot of our kind of presenting to the executives and like our
Okay.
look and feel paintings. He did
Yeah.
great job.
I mean,
I was never tasked with that. I'm so okay with that.
like Joel is so talented. Like he's the one that helped with the Spider-Man 2 design. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I just ran into his car.
Yeah, he was
He's-
so excited to do that too.
Yeah, so if you have Marvel Spider-Man 2 right now, and if you go to the tactical suit, which was part of the Digital Deluxe Edition, our concept artist Joel Mandish designed that one, which is really cool.
Woohoo.
And it's actually going to be on the cover of some comics of the Amazing Spider-Man comic in December. Yes, as in like variant issues.
Oh, we have to get him one.
Oh,
He
I did.
doesn't already- Okay,
I
good.
told him, I'm like, yeah, I have about 6 of these on order.
Yes. Oh, that's so special.
All right, as we're trying to head through, and actually we can take a quick pit stop at Hot Springs, because I believe you worked on some of that signage. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I did. I'm not even paying attention.
This
just
is
like
the
that.
virtual tour that you're getting. Deacon is not safe, ever. Whether it's from
All
the
those
freakers or by
Dang
my hands.
trees. Yep.
Yeah. You know, it's a lot going on right now. I
The
want
trees
to.
just literally jump out in front of you.
Yeah, they
probably a
do.
glitch.
Trees are actually the worst. Oh my god, trees.
And the rocks, both of them.
Trees and rocks are probably the worst enemy in Days Gone. They're more than
They
the
were for
freakers.
me.
Yeah,
Boy.
it's crazy. When we did this with Ron, took out the horde on the old sawmill on Survival 2 New Game Plus like 3 times, and now I can't ride from point A to point B.
The final boss,
Yeah.
rocks.
The trees come for you. Yes. Yeah, I don't know where that hot spring sign is. Actually, I
Don't either.
I don't know. I don't think it's in there.
I kind of just gave things.
Or it
and-
might be, actually. It might be. We're going to check it out, because why not? And we're going to have to kind of repair the bike, because, wow.
He's smoking.
I've destroyed it now. So let's go repair our bike real quick.
Oh. So during the development of this game, sometimes people would share funny video clips as the game was being made, like bloopers, basically.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And there's one I remember from this area of just, I think we got like the mechanic hand motions working, but there wasn't anything in front of him, so it was just like a slow pan to the guy, and he's just sitting there, just kind of like dead eyes into space.
I love it.
Yeah.
Is
Oh
this-
no, actually, I did not do that.
You
that
didn't
was
do this
I
one?
think that was Joel.
Oh, really?
Joel or Caleb.
Okay.
I know Caleb did a lot of the statue designs, orthographics for those,
right.
and Joel actually designed. I think he
This
went
whole
into
area.
Maya and designed the hot spring layout.
Oh, really? So
Which,
this
boy,
whole
game design is hard. Like layout design.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Props to everyone who does that.
this whole area back here, I didn't know it was a spot for the longest time. I think it like took my second playthrough where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go explore hot springs a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, there's a whole thing back here. And
Yeah.
it was like it was super cool.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. All right, that's enough of hot springs. You know,
Yeah,
Tucker sucks.
This game
so-
is vast.
It really is. It's a lot bigger than you think. Every time I jump in, I'm like, man, this thing is huge. All right, now we're going to continue. We're getting closer to Sarah's marker. There's some other stops along the way, I believe. I'm trying to recall some of my map directions here.
Oh, I worked on the map, the final version.
Oh, really?
I think they took a screenshot of what our map was, and the edges and some areas were just kind of very desert-like.
Okay.
Just not enough foliage. So
Right.
I think Joel helped a little bit, but I went in and just like plopped down little tiny trees
Oh,
and stuff just to make the map look
oh,
more full.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and
Well-
rocks and stuff. Just like on the edges where you wouldn't really see it in game. Like,
So, like-
hey, that tree's not
So, like,
supposed to.
it's kind of, I mean, I don't think this is completely all the way unfogged.
No, but yeah, just like those little.
Little things over here?
Yeah, mostly on the outskirts.
Okay.
And just like on mountaintops and stuff, so it's not just like completely empty.
Yeah. I mean, this map
wa-
is pretty detailed.
Yeah, we went. It was took a while
Yeah.
to like go in and Photoshop with all the layers of the little tiny trees and stuff. Yeah, I did like a bunch of those.
Oh, no
did
way.
Wait, they might have done. Oh, shows you how much I played this game. I think they actually that looks a little more 3D, so maybe that was an old version of the map.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they like.
This map is pretty detailed now that I'm like really studying it.
Yeah, it looks more 3D because the old map, I guess, was just
Oh,
2D,
really?
a 2D
It
picture.
just started out as
Disregard
that.
all of that. So I
That's
didn't do
funny.
that. It wasn't me. That was UI.
What's up, everyone? What's up, chat? Spawnicus, I see you just came in. I cannot for the life of me drive this bike tonight. So it's
Those rocks.
yeah, those.
We're at the rock
Those
boss. He's
rocks.
not having a good time.
So we're trying to get to Sarah's marker up here.
I think I did those silly Nero signs and the caution signs.
Oh, you did the little
just the
Nero
little
signs?
things that are peppered around. You don't
Okay.
need to go look at them or anything. They're not special.
Yeah.
Oh, unless you act. Yeah, never mind.
Like the danger signs here.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, there's. Can we sneak past?
You're distracted. Quick.
Yes, it's Friday. You know, it's a long week. I've got all next week off, so that's my excuse for running into rocks. So here, Sarah's grave, which, you know, you can visit this multiple times. I think 4 or 5 altogether, I believe, but they're optional. I think only 1 is mandatory, but the rest are optional, and they give a little bit of story throughout the entire thing. And
Yeah.
Deacon comes up. So, you know, before we jump over to like your piece that you have, was there anything? How did this come to be? Like, did you take like rocks and Oregon here? It's been inspiration.
No, this top tier concept design right here. No, I just
Just made a rock. Just made a rock.
basically.
Yeah.
Basically, it was that.
And
Just
here is kind of.
prominent story piece, you know, just like, oh, he would use a knife, so it might look like this.
Yeah, right.
Boy, guess I'll do a bit of that.
But there are some real rock photographs in there.
Yeah.
As reference.
Got some good reference.
And I assume
Got some shapes on the bottom.
Yeah,
Two
some
options.
shapes,
Yeah,
right.
if you want a little taller one, or you want a
some
little bean shape.
Now is that silhouette of Deacon like for
For
comparing
height.
him?
Yeah. A lot of the props you'd have to put a figure next to it just so you could tell, like, oh, is this a really tall rock or is this a really tiny rock?
Right.
Or,
So, but
Yeah.
it's funny. Like we're laughing at it, like it's a rock, right, with a name. But
It's a rock.
like,
Going straight into the portfolio.
yeah, but that's how like game development. It takes things like that.
Yeah, totally.
Right? You have to look at every single detail, like comparing this size rock to Deacon, looking at an actual real life rock. Okay, how would he write Sarah on the rock with a knife, right? Like all the stuff you have to think about when it comes to game development. So,
we should have a whole podcast just about that rock.
We
There's like
should.
so much that we could get into.
Bend at Night, episode 7, Sarah's rock.
Yep.
But it kind of, what that art showed, and like looking at it from there, this is why games are hard to make, and it's why they take a long time to make.
It's all the things that you don't think about.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's because we're trying to create these immersive experiences, and
Because if you have a game without this caution signs, or without license plates, or without just the mundane things that you don't notice until they're not there.
yeah,
Like if you're in, like if
Exactly.
there are no birds around, like what is happening?
yeah. What is it,
Stuff,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good looking rock.
It's a,
It's
I don't know if
fantastic.
they picked either of my shapes, but maybe they made a better choice.
So now we're gonna get out of here, see if we can get out of here without getting attacked, which is very unlikely.
Wonder who won.
Oh yeah, maybe I didn't hear any more gunshots, so maybe the freakers won. So let me get my bearings here. I want to start heading to Hungry Jim's is where I want to go. That's right here. Aha. I've had this map memorized for a while, but it's also been a little bit since I've traveled across the whole map like this. More freakers, we're at
It's
night.
not your Wednesday ritual.
Yep.
It's like gotta go, stay familiar.
Exactly.
Favorite game.
Favorite game. Even have a tattoo of this game.
What is the tattoo?
It's the well, it's actually I evolved it a little bit, but it's the I'll show you right here. It's part of Shay designed it.
Shay's an amazing designer.
Oh,
He did all the,
I love Shay.
well, yeah.
Of course, I can't find it right. It's the triangle with the skull on the inside and the pine trees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you see it like all around.
Oh yeah.
It's like part of the missions and stuff.
Yeah, he designed that like towards the end.
Oh, that's
and just kind
awesome.
of like
Oh my
it
God.
just the rocks.
Now we got freakers. Okay. Can't just make this easy on me, since I can't drive whatsoever.
Make a sacrifice to the rock gods. Maybe they'll favor you.
Sarah's Rock. We gotta
Sarah's
go back
Rock,
to it.
right?
Yep.
We went and prayed to the Sarah Rock and maybe.
Oh my gosh. I forgot we're on Survival 2, so freakers are a little bit more difficult here. Here comes another one. Oh
bike
gosh,
on them.
darn it. Come on. We're trying to sightsee. There, take that. Boom.
Come on.
And one more. I'm trying not to use my gunfire, but now I'm going to have to, because now there's people coming. But hey, we can get some action going, I guess, while we're doing this, right?
Right.
Just a little bit of action.
Might as well.
Liven it up.
Oof.
Are they done? Okay, can I leave? Woo, okay.
Fun fact, not really fun. I get really motion sick playing games, so I wasn't able to play this game. I was able to play it for 30-minute increments when we were game testing it, but I watched people play it instead because not really fun when you're in game design.
Right. Motion sickness is a big
It's a
thing when
thing,
it comes
yeah.
to video games, and I know
Just
there are
have to look
some
away a
things
lot.
to help it, like the center dot, so people can always focus on that dot in the middle.
They do that?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
I've never heard of that.
Which will.
I just look away a lot. Just, oh boy.
Okay, this is going to be tricky because they're all going to be trying to find us.
You got this.
But here is
Yeah.
Hungry's Jim's. As you know, the famous guy with the
Yeah, Caleb Gresham did that.
large
That was
amount
a
of
fun
pancakes.
design. It was so fun to like come up with the different my gosh, words. the different things.
Yeah, the different sign. And
businesses. And
you were in charge. You did this sign, right?
yeah, I think we were given like a list of names that were approved by legal. Like, oh, hey, you can use this title for this company.
Yeah.
And then we'd find something fun to go along with that. So.
Which, I'm glad you said that, because even that, like we're talking about game development here, a thing like Hungry Gyms has to be approved through multiple avenues, including legal, right?
And the fonts.
And the
like
fonts.
we had to have a special font list and.
So it's all those little things. When you see font in a game, if you see a sign, all that has to be cleared from several different avenues.
It's fun. Fun trying to get through that.
So here we have this, and then we'll go ahead and show this from Katie here.
Hungry Gyms. So
And-
those are some other could have been sign options.
So you kind of explored how to make it. I love the pancake, the top left
right.
one. That is
Hungry
adorable.
Gyms. Yeah. And then the Hungry Gyms collectible. That was super fun to work on too. And I just took Caleb Gresham's concept art for the statue out front and just kind of smacked that on there.
Okay.
And I think there were some specific menu items that Creative Direction requested. So those are on the menu.
Oh, nice.
It's just like little things like that. I had a lot of filler for various things. Like
Okay.
the Crater Lake signage, I would kind of have to... what am I trying to say? It was almost like a book report where you kind of like read stuff and then kind of give your interpretation of said
Right.
things and then write it down on a sign to have it be your own and have it pass legal.
Yeah, yeah.
All that stuff.
And that menu that we saw is actually a collectible that you can find.
Yeah.
They would leave me alone. It's one of these tables, I believe.
Has it?
Yeah. So if you go in there, you can.
Oh, better keep that.
I actually think it's that one, but since I already collected it, so yeah. How about like these little signs here? Anything?
Yeah, I did those.
You
we
did
had
these
we had to
too?
come up with like, the equivalent of Pepsi. Like what are the soda
Right.
brands? What are the beer brands and
Papa's Pop. I love it.
Papa's Pop.
Was
yeah.
that like a name you came up with? Was this like brainstorming session between?
I think it was again a list of legal approved things. I think Eric Jensen, he worked with me in the
yeah.
early days.
Okay.
With that stuff. I remember when we were first starting on signage, like it was pretty early on in the game development. Eric and myself and Sam Villanueva. We all just kind of jumped in a car and went around town and took pictures of things. And
Oh, really?
Like, okay, so like how can we, because obviously it's based in Central Oregon, just kind of like how can we do our take on this building
Yeah.
or this sign or
Right.
whatever.
How about like that sign above?
Yep,
'Cause I'm
did that
trying to save myself here.
I will look away while you were.
So this one here, the Marion Family Grocery,
Yep.
and then what we got over here,
Oh, a pharmacy.
the pharmacy. So
Yeah.
things like that, right? You were kind of, because you said you were more like graphic design a lot for
Just
this.
kind of, it comes easier to me. It's kind of like what I did before
Okay.
working here, and I mean, I don't feel like I deserve an award for any of this, but it was super fun, and it kind of really helps like pull the environment together, and
Yeah.
make it look complete.
No, I mean this stuff is like,
It was fun.
To you,
That's all-
like-
yeah, it was fun.
it might be little, right? But like it's very
Yeah.
important to like the overall world and feel of the
Yeah.
environment and make it like.
And I'm
like
not
it's-
trying to be too self-deprecating. I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
I just like,
And you just kind of love to be in this world because it feels so grounded and so real. And
Yeah.
like when I moved out here to Oregon, I'm like, man, this legit looks like the state. You know?
Yeah,
like,
right?
It's like a whole nother level of immersion, really.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I see people who have driven through Marion Forks,
Oh yeah, yep,
and they're like, "Hey, this is the place."
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Or oh shoot, was it Crescent too? Crescent.
Oh yep,
Yeah, I think
yep.
that's one.
Crescent's one.
Little actual towns. If you drive south towards California.
So I'm pulling this up right now.
Oh, yeah.
We're since we showed you Hungry Jim's, and before we head over to Crater Lake, because that's a long drive, and there's no
rush.
fast travel right now, apparently, unless I can find a load file. Maybe I'll do that. But yeah, so the melee weapons, and before we go into it, we'll kind of show you the process of these upgradable weapons. So here is multiple weapons that Katie, what you got here?
Yeah, so we got some scribbles on the left. That was just that's kind of like the initial ideation phase, is just kind of like, hey, we need options for melee weapons, like found objects, preferably something that might be, dangerous and sharp, and yeah, so found objects in the world, do a bunch of sketches, and then art direction picks whichever ones they like, or if they don't like any of them, maybe give options of like, hey, have you thought about like using this or that? And then, yeah, move on from there. And the end of my job are the photos on the right. Yeah, just giving the different, I cannot read anything right now.
Yeah.
The different stages of the upgrades.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I give that to the weapons team, and they model it and
Nice.
game design and
Yeah.
whatever things.
That's
people.
really cool, though.
not my wheelhouse.
And then like showing, the real thing here.
Yeah.
This is the superior one, which is
And they make it look so good in the end.
Yeah,
Mine
they
are just
do,
like
right?
scribbles, and they take it to polish, and they're like, heck yeah.
but it's got to start somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
It's got to start somewhere.
An idea.
And I mean, I think
And that would hurt. Those are heavy.
yeah, and you can go ahead in the world and find the saw blades, the nails. The nails is actually the first time you craft something. It's kind of part of that tutorial type stuff in the beginning where you go and clear out an ambush camp. You find the ambush bunker, you go down, and you grab the bat and the nails, and that's like your first crafting thing. And,
Yeah.
And then they just get bigger, and like the superior bats here, like this one, is kind of the ones that you want at the end.
Yeah.
And they break too.
Oh, yeah.
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 And then the superior ones, I feel like actually those ones don't break, but most of like the nail ones, the saw blades, they have a durability to it. And then those will eventually break, making you having to go ahead and find a whole different one. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and this is a long drive here. Actually, we do have to load up a save file because this one is a new game plus. So what I'm going to do is I'll put us to the big screen so we can talk a little bit more while I'll go ahead and find a save file to connect us to the Crater Lake, because I do have a lot of save files.
You got
which
a
is
lot
good.
of save files.
See,
Whoa.
I've saved them throughout the years. So actually, we have one right here on New Game Plus. So I'll actually go to
was
that
easy.
one. But how's it going so far, Katie? How's it
Great.
feel like reliving this art that you did so long ago?
Yeah, bringing up a lot of... I kind of forget like how much we did to make this game happen.
Yeah.
And people always ask me like what I did, and it's like, I don't know, some things or something.
Right.
But like once you start really getting into it, it's like, oh yeah, and then and then oh right,
Yeah.
because I wasn't doing nothing.
Right.
But I can't. You forget what you've done.
A lot
sometimes.
goes into it, as you see. The game
Yeah.
development, everyone, it's a lot of hard work. It takes a village, a city, a country.
Yeah, it takes a bit.
So I did go ahead. We're going to go to Crater Lake now. All I do is play on survival difficulty, so I never have my map anymore unless I click my R3. So now I'm getting lost because it's been a while. But yeah, we're going to go ahead over to Crater Lake because Katie...
Watch out for those rocks right in front of you. I
and
want
the
to give you a
construction
heads
truck.
up. Just a big warning.
Yep. Because Katie did some work around the Crater Lake area that we have to show off here as well. So let's get around this dead zone area here. If I can safely... Oh, there's a bear. We've already seen a bear and a wolf and a lot of rocks. So
Lots of rocks.
let's see if we can actually get to
the three
Crater
biggest
Lake.
enemies of the game.
Biggest enemies of the game. And I'm also running out of fuel too, of course. But look, hey, look at this. How convenient.
Ask and you shall receive.
How about the taxis here? Do you remember anything about these? Like,
No.
is it just basic
Yeah.
taxi stuff?
Yeah, I didn't work on any of the vehicles.
Yeah.
Well, I guess gas tank decals, but that's not really part of the vehicle itself.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They were pretty good. Our art director, Don Utomi, was really good about kind of giving us assignments based on our strong suits, which was really nice. Granted, I didn't really have any strong suits to begin with, but they kind of like figure out like what you're good at and
Right.
what you tend to naturally excel in.
Yeah.
So as long as you have a good art director, then game making
Right.
should be pretty easy.
Okay, so Crater Lake is down there, but we don't want to go directly to Crater Lake. We want to go to the area where the work that you did is there. So it's a little roundabout. You know, we have to ride the broken road, as they say. So we have to go and find our way. I think it's on the other side of Crater Lake, I believe.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So
Have you been to the actual Crater Lake?
I have, and it's freaking incredible.
Isn't it vast?
Oh my gosh! Like
It's like unreal when you get there. I was like, oh, it's going to be like a big lake, but it is
it's unbelievable.
it's a big
It's like the coolest thing I've ever seen in life.
it's yeah.
Like if anyone in chat has a chance to visit Crater Lake in real life, it is a must do. As soon as you like get there, especially depending on the spot you park, you like get out and you just see nothing but blue, and it's truly magical.
Yeah, it like your brain can like almost not comprehend how big it is, and it's just kind of it's like a weird sensation of like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Right.
I'm explaining it really well.
Yeah.
It's oh my gosh.
That's
wow.
exactly it, though. It leaves
But
you
it is.
speechless. It really
it is.
does. Okay, now I'm trying to find this damn location.
You got
It's somewhere around. Oh, there it is. It's that house all the way at the end there.
Yay.
Because, like, you know, we're already at 6:09 somehow.
Wow.
Yeah. And I thought we didn't have enough content to
I
show.
know. When we were talking before this, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Let's see. We're getting there. We're getting there, chat.
I know. By preparing for this, I spent a whole week not talking to anybody and just talking to my cats, so I am ready.
That's how I prepare every stream.
Work from home.
Oh, dear.
Nice.
Okay, and here we are. This is the spot I was looking for. I'm hoping the breakers are not down here, because that would suck.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Be
because there's
sneaky.
usually two of them. So before we kind of explore this little Crater Lake area, we'll go ahead and back to the art. So here we are, the Welcome to Crater Lake National Park, the Visitor Center, which we did not pass. But then what has me curious is all the little stuff on the right there, which is in this area.
Yeah.
So like, do you remember like all these red lines and these different news articles? Like, what's that all about?
Yeah, so this is kind of the part where I had to do the book report, kind of like read about Crater Lake things like the wildlife and the environment and the flora, fauna, yada yada. Yeah, and then just kind of like condense that down into some signs that you might find around the park, just to make it realistic.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can actually go read about stuff. I don't know how how well written it is, or if you, I don't know if you can actually read it. Oh, yeah, I think you can.
So here's some of those signs
Yeah,
that
yeah. So it has just information.
are in real game now that you just saw that came from her art, and then yeah, it's got some information on here that you can read. And actually,
You can learn about
let's see how well we can read these.
Oh, boy,
we're gonna
maybe
put
not.
you right on the spot.
it. Maybe not.
Oh, we can.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
nice.
That's pretty good.
Sweet.
The white bark pine is a common
I
tree
get
at
it.
Crater Lake National Park.
It's like reading your book report to the class. It's like,
So
I
now-
don't want to.
So you said you did some research. So did you have to type like all this stuff out too?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really cool though.
Stay in school, kids. It'll come in handy, I swear.
Stay in school, research, make video games.
Yeah.
Good philosophy. And then yeah, there's about a fish. The fish
Yeah?
of Crater Lake National Park.
I can't remember anything about what I wrote about.
And while we're here, we got to take in the scene here.
Yeah, Wizard Island. That
Wizard Island.
That was a really cool painting. Don Utomi did that look and feel painting of Crater Lake.
Yeah, we have
Island.
a big concept piece of Crater Lake hanging in our halls here at the studio.
Yeah.
Every time I go past it, I'm like, I love that piece.
He did
I
a
love it
great
so
job.
much.
What a fun idea too.
Right?
Like wouldn't you go there for an apocalypse? Like an
Yeah.
island. Yeah.
I know. It's actually very smart.
Can freakers swim?
No.
Cool. Yeah.
We're solid.
I mean, I know
Yeah.
they can, but
But like even so, these cliffs and stuff are pretty high, but in real life they're higher. Like
Yeah.
it's going to take a lot for you to get down to that cone. And then again, in real life, there's no bridge, obviously, so you have to take a boat. And I don't think anyone can actually step on the cone. I'm not sure how that works actually, but
yeah, I think there's like a boat tour, but you can't have boats in it, so
yeah,
I don't know how you'd get out there.
right, yeah,
Swimming.
yeah, swim, which it's like one of the
Floaty.
deepest lakes in America, so I wouldn't suggest it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's another part, right? The birds of Crater Lake.
Oh, those shoot. What are they called?
The water ozil or dipper.
What's the other one?
I
I can't remember what they're called. What did I write?
Canada Jays.
Yeah, those ones. If you go hiking around here, we would go ski to Todd Lake, like cross country ski, and they would just come land on your hands because they thought
No
you had
way.
food. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So you'd just be like Belle from Beauty and the Beast out there.
God, this
I'm
state
like-
is so magical.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, there's the Crater Lake trails, which when you go there in real life, there is a trail to get down to the bottom, which is a very challenging trail. But that's how you actually would do the boat tour, and then you can also do some trails up top too.
Yeah.
So did you ever go to Crater Lake for Days Gone at all, or was it kind of just something
No,
you played
we
off
were-
references and?
Oh, no, for like studying it.
Yeah.
No. We were just on a Oregon camping trip. Just
Oh,
our
nice.
annual.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's so many places to explore in Oregon, so
there really is.
yeah,
There
we
really
just go
is.
on an annual camping trip.
Yeah.
We literally don't have an idea. We just pick a direction. We're like, let's go
That's
west,
super cool.
let's go east.
Yeah. Now, I did see there was a couple of questions. I know Kat is compiling them up now in a few minutes. But I did see a few people talk about the Mongrels logo and the cut itself. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to that. So you can just kind of talk about that a little bit if I can find the right button here. So there's the Mongrels cut. There's a few different variations on that.
Yeah, some early designs. I feel honored to have been given this task really early on in the development of the game. It's pretty freaking special,
Yeah.
honestly. So obviously I was given the name Mongrels, and it's kind of like dog, wolf, whatever themed.
Right.
So I just tried to look at biker cuts, kind of figure out like what the style could be, what a compelling, aggressive, intimidating, I don't know, dog thing
Yeah,
could be.
yeah.
So landed the top three, and the top in the image. Those were the final three that we were picking between. And I think, sorry, moving away from the mic. I think the first one originally had like a nose and a snout, but it just looked too domesticated, so
Oh, really?
chopped
Yeah.
his nose off and called it good.
Yeah, there's quite a different variations in this here, and you know,
Yeah.
I mean, this one obviously the final one is awesome. I think is
Yeah.
definitely the right direction, and like
And the blood was requested too. It was like,
Okay.
okay, so like, yeah, he's, looking aggressive, but like, let's
Yeah.
add some blood.
Right.
Let's make it like hard.
everything's rough in
Yeah.
this world.
And some chains. He
Yeah.
needs to be breaking his chains. Symbolic.
And
But it was
then-
really fun.
Yeah, and then you see it in the game itself.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's kind
I
of crazy.
think I
'cause-
did that texture. I think I did the final texture. Oh, no, maybe that was Caleb. I did a final texture.
Really?
There's like a couple of duplicates of things that were used for different things,
Yeah.
marketing or this or that. So
Okay, and
that might have been Caleb's texture that he did the Nomad patch.
the Nomad patch, right?
Yeah. And I think he did all of the classic patches on Deacon. and I did the specialty challenge patches along with Joel. So Joel and I think, did halvesies on those patches. So these were, I actually had to get, what's it called? An action, like a Photoshop action for doing a embroidery pattern.
Okay.
So you'd like put in your image and then you'd push play and it'd go through all these like different actions to make it look like an actual stitch.
Yeah.
And then we'd muss that up and send the texture over to character team and they'd slap it on there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it's crazy. Like the Mongrels logo is one of the most iconic parts of Days Gone that people immediately recognize. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's Days Gone, right?
Yeah.
So for you to be able to like go through different variations and come up with that, and like that's got to be crazy.
One of my earlier tasks too, so I had no idea of like the significance. I was like, all right, this is done. What next?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Did I do a good job? Okay,
right?
cool.
And now while we're on Deacon, talk about some of his tattoos here.
Yeah.
That you had your hand in, which
Oh yeah.
I'll go ahead and shoot that over to you. Here's Deacon's arm tattoos, which I did see in chat. Someone who was asking about tattoos.
Yeah. So originally this one was a like line drawing request from Creative Direction. Like they actually gave me a kind of a napkin drawing essentially of the tattoo they wanted. So the image you see on the right was the original, but for legal sake, I think we had to change the knife to the one on the did I mess that up? On the right. Yeah, sorry.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
So again, have to go through legal, make sure that everything's good to go. Yeah.
And then
Just little fun facts like that.
Yeah, I mean that is cool, and the freedom enduring, like.
Yeah, most of Deacon's tattoos were napkin drawings that were given to me that I just kind of tattooified.
Really?
In Photoshop. Yeah. So I think the Grim Reaper on his arm was an original. Again, I got like all the significant tasks early on.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, Sarah's. Did I have Sarah's on there?
Yes, we do have Sarah's on there too.
Yeah, I don't. Oh
so
yeah,
I'm gonna
nice.
go ahead. Yeah, I'll pull this up for everyone here.
Just kind of speaking of.
Since we're on Deacon still, like, yeah, here are some of his tattoos that you worked on.
Yep. So yeah, I just basically did the final line drawings for all of these and handed those off to the character team. So I didn't really design these necessarily, but I did the final art.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah.
And all of these, right?
All of these, except for the Grim Reaper snake, and then the little skull with the
the wrench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did.
Now we also have an early look at some of these tattoos of Deacon, which we'll show you right here. So here's.
Oh, those are just like what's on there now.
Yeah,
the
so
final
kind of
drawing.
like the layout. And,
Yeah.
Putting on a very basic Deacon model there.
Yeah.
But some very early look of like, hey, game development, it starts pretty early on with people not looking really like people. And,
Yeah, totally.
And now we have Deacon who looks like super realistic.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy how it goes from that, as you said, napkins to in game.
Yeah, textures.
Then we'll go ahead and we'll go to the next one, which I have Boozer here. Boozer, we all love Boozer.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
fantastic.
I was going to send you some of the earlier sketches of his head tattoos, but I was like, meh. Maybe not.
So this design here is what made it into the final, right?
Yeah. This is the one that they chose.
Now,
Yeah.
how many variations did you kind of go through for Boozer's head?
Ooh, that I could dig up in my mess of folders. I only saw like 3.
Oh, really?
Like 3 full different head
so you kind of
designs.
nailed it pretty early on then?
I guess you could say that,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So if you look at that chat, you kind of see it in that type, and then, then it gets into the game.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Deacon's tattoos here.
Boozer's.
Or Boozer,
Head.
not Deacon. boozer.
Head full of stuff.
His head full of stuff. Jim Peary, shout out to Jim Peary because
he's so cool.
he's so cool. He's also Kraven the Hunter in Spider-Man 2, which is amazing.
Yeah, I saw that.
So this was some questions from our community for one of our super dedicated community members who she was a dedicated boozer photographer. Like that's all she did.
I love
shout
that.
out to Janelle. They always wondered, does the tattoos keep going there? Does it stop at his neck?
I don't think I sent that. I had like a bunch of images that I was sending to Kevin, and a lot of the stuff I was just like, I don't know, it's redundant. But yeah, he has like a little scorpion that actually kind of goes down to the nape of his neck.
No
a
way.
Bit. Yeah.
No way.
Sorry I didn't send it to you.
Hey, well, you know what? If anyone's interested, we can share that. Like that, that'd be really cool to cool to do.
I have his head model because I had to kind of lay it out on his head. I got the squished face version, and I kind of like drew everything on that, and then sent the squished face back over to characters.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then as we're kind of going through tattoos here, we also have Sarah, which we'll go and flip right over to Sarah now, because Sarah has some pretty cool tattoos, especially, the sleeves, right? I think that's like, when you see Sarah, you immediately see the sleeves.
Yeah.
So how did this look? This looks like there's multiple iterations here.
Yeah, well, speaking of giving me some tasks early on in my career, the first one that you see at the top was just kind of like the placeholder, just like, hey, Sarah needs like, it was only one arm to begin with.
Okay.
I think the direction that I got, I didn't really know how to proceed. It was like, okay, so she's like from Seattle. She's kind of like into the grunge scene. And that's all I remember, but it was just kind of like, okay, well, skulls and I don't know what else.
Yeah.
But like later on in development, in the game development, I kind of got a better sense of like who she was as a person, and like her character. Like, who is her character? I didn't know to begin with. I'm like, okay, so she's from Seattle. I don't know. So yeah, I remember specifically later on, I was like, hey, can I redo that, please? Can I have that task back?
Yeah.
And so I went on and did some more designs that I feel like fit her a little bit better, like nature-y, science, outdoorsy.
Yeah. Due to her career. I thought, I always loved her tattoos. I saw someone else in there love her tattoos. Like, I think they were very well done. Like, I love the black ink. Most of my tattoos are black ink as well. It's like such a clean look. And
I didn't send them to you. Again, it was in the folder, but I had some colored versions of both of her arm sleeve tattoos.
That's cool.
It just felt a little over the top.
Yeah.
It was a little too much. So the black and white really was a nice subtle.
Yeah.
It fit her well.
And I don't think we talked about this as we're on Sarah, but you were the stand-in for Sarah.
Yeah. So back in the day when we were first getting the scanning equipment ready, because we like scan images, or oh my gosh, we scan clothing and then kind of like alter it.
Right.
So we have like a really quick 3D model, so we don't have to spend all the time like modeling all of the clothes. We were getting our scanning equipment together, and they didn't have a mannequin printed yet, because we actually took a model of our mannequin and had it 3D printed and had that, put on a stand, and then they'd dress it and then scan it, and then those clothes models would be put in the game. So before they had the mannequin, I pretty much fit Sarah's measurements. So they had me sit on stand on a rotating platform in the A pose with my arms out, just to like test out the equipment.
Right.
So they would I'd put on clothes and they'd spin me around.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think any of that stuff made it into the game. But funny enough, I didn't wear them tonight, but those pants on Sarah are my pants.
No way.
Yeah, I got them in like 2007.
No
I was
way.
gonna wear them tonight, but I put them on. I was like, oh, it's uncomfortable.
So
they're like the low-rise
These
ones.
are your pants.
Those are my pants, and I have them in my closet right now.
That is fantastic.
And yeah, if I wore it tonight. Oh my God, I'm shedding everywhere. this is Sarah's shirt from
Oh,
the old mill
Oh,
scene
yeah,
when she's
yeah.
getting like airlifted onto the chopper. So
No
this is
way.
a little. This is the actual shirt that they scanned.
see,
So
that's so cool.
Pretty neat, huh?
That is awesome. You're very connected to Sarah in this game.
yeah, I haven't worn this in a long time because it's like really special now. It's like
Yeah.
this is Sarah's shirt, and those are her jeans that I have too. So I could cosplay her. They changed the color and they changed.
right.
You know, they
And you did the
changed things,
tattoos, and you did the stand-in. Like, that's really cool.
but yeah, I was
And one last tattoos here is that we'll show you. Ricky.
Yeah.
Ricky has really cool tattoos, and actually in the game you're only seeing just a little bit of it on her chest.
Yeah.
So we have some additional image of a character model from Ricky that actually sees the tattoo go a lot farther down her body, which is actually really cool, and it's a pretty big piece that I did not expect.
She was originally supposed to be wearing a sports bra, but they put her in a tank top. So there was going to be more that was showing. So that's why we designed a full tattoo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
So her wardrobe
wardrobe
was different at first.
changed. Yeah. So I got to design a really cool tattoo, and it looks really wonky in the image at the bottom left. I actually had to draw a lot of these tattoos on the model texture itself. So if you
Okay.
draw it a certain way, once it's stretched onto the character model, it'll look different.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's not a 1-to-1. So you
Yeah.
have to draw it kind of weird and have to account for the seams and stuff. So pretty cool.
And this whole design was just something that kind of you came up with?
Yeah, as you can see on the right hand side, just a bunch of different like designs. I forget what the prompts were for her or the request.
Right.
But yeah, yeah, you can see like
We'll
a
go ahead
little
and
bit
switch
of
you
the
over
leaf.
here. Yeah, so this is pretty much all you can see in the
That's
game
great.
itself because of her wardrobe. So you see the effort that like Katie put in with the whole piece, but you're only seeing a very little part of that.
Yeah,
Which is
and it was designed for the cutscene where she swims under the dam. It was designed for
Right,
that.
right,
So
yeah.
and she was gonna be wearing a sports bra in that. So
and once
that
again,
changed.
like details in game development, like sometimes you just don't see everything, and I think
Yeah.
this is a prime example of it. You know.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple last things here. Katie, are you good to stay a little after 6:30?
Oh, totally.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, chat. Are you good to stay a little after 6:30? Because if you are, we're gonna go just a little bit longer. We
I'm
have
yeah.
couple things we want to show you, and then we will get to some of a few of the questions as well. So thank you all for joining us. It's been awesome. We're gonna keep it going here.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
We're gonna go ahead and show you some of the challenge rings that you kind of helped.
Oh, those weren't the challenge rings.
Or the regular rings,
The regular
right?
rings. But when
But
you text me challenging rings, I was like, dang it, I should have found those.
So, explain some of these rings here.
So, basically just coming up with ring designs for Deacon, Boozer, and Sarah. The 3D modeled ones that you see were made by Brian Pape. He works on our weapons primarily now. He's a really awesome modeler, and I think he used... Oh my gosh, words. Doesn't matter. He used a cool program, and he did some cool ring designs. Caleb Gresham also did some of those designs that you see up there.
Nice.
But yeah, we kind of went overkill with the amount of, or the types of rings as options. Oh my gosh, words, sorry.
Now, I was going through these rings yesterday, and there is like one or two that actually, it looks like they made it into the challenge rings. Like the
Oh yeah.
number 13 is actually a ring you can equip in the challenge mode to give you those little perks.
I think we did reuse some of the,
Yeah.
That's another thing we do is we reuse old concept art for other things.
But you kind of have to, like,
Yeah,
especially
saves
a
time.
huge game like this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so yeah, there's a little bit more insider knowledge there. Now we're gonna start going outside of the game with what Katie worked on. So one is the collector's edition, the Days
yeah.
Gone collector's edition that was released in 2019, which is the big box behind me over here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. That includes, the art book, the Days Gone statue, the game, of course, and some pins and everything. So we're actually going to show those to you here. And these pins here are things that you worked on.
Yeah, so they needed some stuff for the collector's edition, so I just kind of once again threw out a bunch of ideas of things that might be able to be made into pins that people might want to have as swag. And
Yeah.
yeah, art direction picked and chose what they liked. And
the ride free one is actually, that was like a PAX exclusive, I believe.
Yeah, that was in just like the initial lineup, and then they picked that one for that reason.
That's awesome. And then I see also a lot of like patches and things up to the top left. Are those the patches that were kind of on Deacon's cut there? Yeah,
just trying to find things that might be recognizable from the game as much as you can hope, that would scream Days Gone, that you could like wear and people would be able to see it. Without just like a little tiny Deacon on your shirt, it's kind of, you have to like think about what represents Days Gone visually.
So during this whole stream, we've jumped into a bunch of things. We've showed off a lot of the signs you worked on, the tattoos, the rings, the upgradable weapons, the mongrels look, and even, like I said, going outside of the game itself and going to like the pins for collector's edition and for like marketing type things.
Yeah.
But like that's not all.
But wait.
There's also like our social assets. That Katie works on, and we work on together. Well, she does all the hard work. I just tell her things.
Honestly, the ideas are the hardest idea, and I'm just like, okay, thank you, I'll do that.
So we wanted to go and show you kind of like, okay, we showed you a bunch of stuff, really shared some really cool insight, but also like some of the funner things outside of game development that actually takes quite a bit of process. And those are our like celebratory social assets. And those are like when a PlayStation Studios game launches, how do we make a key art that includes Deacon with their world, right? Mm-hmm. And those are always, they're so much fun to do.
I feel like you have the best ideas, though.
Oh, thank you.
Because you're just like so into it, and they're like, oh, and then this character, they could be doing this with this character. And I'm like, thank you.
It's like crossing over Deacon with other IPs. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
And because I'm also a fan of those games as well, so it's like
it's just fan art.
Yeah, right.
It's just fan art.
So we're gonna go ahead and show you some of these. We'll start off with the holiday one from last year. This is a completely handmade one-off snow globe that you made somehow.
I'm still shocked that I sold that idea to to Chris.
Yes.
Like, so what if I make like an actual snow globe with like clay, and I don't have to look at my computer all week?
And we're like, well, if you can, like, if
never
you
made
want
one
to.
before, but I will figure it out.
Yeah. So this was the first social asset that wasn't a painting or a drawing. Like. Mm-hmm. That is a real snow globe. It's in our streaming room right now behind Katie. Actually, if I flip you,
that's where it went.
I flip you right back. Yeah,
it was missing from the second floor.
I had to show it off.
Awesome.
Right there on the behind Katie. Wow, I can't talk anymore either. Real life snow actually falls in the damn thing. It's wild. When I took it from L2 up here, it was like white glove treatment. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so scared right now.
Meanwhile, at home, I'm just like...
Yeah. I love it so much. It's like, seriously, such a cool little piece. And like, in it, it's got Deacon and Sarah and Boozer.
I had to buy a little like, the train model people. Like the little characters. I bought some of those and like X-Acto knife to like Boozer's arm off and then painted them all. And
that's so cool.
It was so fun. That was super fun to work on, especially because I didn't know if it would work. Like I've never made a snow globe.
Yeah.
I've never done anything this big with Sculpey before, so I had to like bake all the pieces in our air fryer outside and put them all together.
See,
Yeah.
in game development, like we make these like social assets, like voluntarily. We want the artists to have fun with it, and almost gets them out off their day-to-day responsibilities just for a little bit, and work
Yeah.
on something else, hoping it even drives them just to have fun and do something really cool that maybe they're not normally doing because they're working on the game itself.
Yeah, bring the magic back into our hearts.
Yeah,
and-
exactly. So we have a couple
Change it up.
more here that me and Katie kind of collaborated on. The first one is from Destiny, when Destiny 2 released their Lightfall expansion earlier this year. Since Bungie is part of the PlayStation family, we did a little support with them. And this was super cool because it's in Oregon, but you see the Traveler sitting out there, and I forget what all the triangles are called, but it's like it brought sci-fi to Days Gone.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool.
It's kind of,
Yeah.
what if?
Yeah, what if,
That'd be,
right?
that'd be crazy.
And then the next one,
DLC.
which is one of my favorites, and our most popular one to date, is The Last of Us Part 1, when that released. When did that? Last year. Man, that was a whole year ago. Crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Props to you for the idea, because I didn't know. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
think of something.
So I'm a big Last of Us fan, and obviously a big Days Gone fan. So I'm like, Katie, we have to include a giraffe. That's all I'm asking.
Sold.
Sold.
Animals? Okay, you got it.
So, she got this together, got Deacon with Joel, which has been such a fan thing of can we see a Last of Us Days Gone crossover, right? So we were able to do this as a celebratory post with Ellie. It's like two proud papas behind her.
You proud papas.
I love it so much.
Look at her.
And if you look at the foreground of the image is the Sarah's tank that we talked about earlier.
Totally.
That's there. So, and then we have one more we want to show, our most recent one,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2, that we just released on Insomniac's launch day. So we had Miles, we have Peter Parker there, and what I loved about this, and I didn't even say anything to you, is the symbiote on Peter Parker, the black coming off of his arm onto a spider web. I love that little Easter egg there. It's like, oh yes, nice,
Totally.
nice touch.
I hope I don't ruin the magic. I have never played that game, so I was like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I can't ruin this.
Yeah.
I don't want people to be like,
Right?
that's not how it was.
That's not
I'm
Spider-Man.
glad I got it right. It was fun, yeah.
So yeah, and showing you some of those, it's a process, right? Doing a simple piece like that, this has to, we kind of kick it off, give it to production, hey, we need this amount of time. Is Katie interested to work on it? Yeah, that's a go. And then me and Katie, we've kind of streamlined this process pretty well now since we've been doing so many the past 2.5 years. And we kind of get together for 15 minutes. We talk it out.
You give us all the ideas, and I'm like, all right, got it.
I throw
Noted.
some ideas, and Katie completely nails it out of the park all the time. But those type of things, we go ahead and sometimes we'll show the studios hey, is this fit in your IP? And we'll even give the PR and legal as a approval. So even things like this go through multiple processes and can take a while to do. But Katie's gotten so efficient at them.
Oh, stop.
You've gotten so fast, and I think it was last year.
There are a few that have been like, oh, I just don't get it. And then the last minute, you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's making sense now.
But a year and a half ago, I'm like, can we have Katie as our designated social media person for this?
I was like, yeah, can we?
won.
Yeah.
We got it. Kat, I know you're still here. I was going to say if you're still here.
She just left. She's
Yeah,
like,
she just left.
It's 6:30.
They're talking
I'm
too
good.
long. Kat, if you can please drop us a few questions that you've gathered up throughout this stream. We'll go ahead and answer just a few of those questions since we're now 11 minutes over. But hey, we're having fun here. So first question here. Where does Katie look for inspiration when tasked to design?
Ooh, I look for inspiration based on what I'm whatever the task is required. That was a weird way to say that. Sorry.
I understood. It's fine.
So the rock, the really amazing Sarah's rock is like, okay, so I need to design a rock. Like, what are the rocks specific to Oregon? Because that's like what our game is based in. It's a lot of research based on the object of interest.
Right.
Yeah. I hope
Okay. Yeah.
I hope that was a good answer.
That works.
Yeah, just researching.
yeah.
I guess that's like inspiration, but it is a lot of research. And then creatively, I just kind of get inspiration from like other games, like how they make you feel.
Right.
Yeah, that was a very technical answer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm gonna answer this one real quick. What's for dinner tonight, Tooth? I don't know. I'm thinking fries.
Ooh.
Maybe a chicken sandwich.
From
Tin
where?
pig,
From
tin
where?
pig.
Tin pig?
Tin pig. It's always tin
Have you
pig.
tried Wonderland chicken?
No.
You have to. It's the best one in town.
What?
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. Next question. The art you most enjoyed creating.
Yeah. So I said that I had fun on a lot of these tasks. The bike tank decals, the tattoos were super fun on the ones that I liked, and the collectibles I really enjoyed. Mongrel's logo, obviously. I feel like I was gifted some of the most like prized tasks, and I don't know why, but I am really thankful
Yeah, I mean
that I got the opportunity to work on such prominent things in our game. So
Stop
yeah,
being so modest. You're awesome.
should have seen my early work.
Kat, go ahead and drop a couple more too. I think we had quite a bit of questions throughout the chat.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't really keeping up with chat.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll watch this
these are
again
one of those
later and-
streams like even chat will tell you like we're very like we'll pretty much talk to you the entire time. These are the type of streams where it's more informative and more of trying to get all of this information out at time. So chat, we're sorry if we've avoided any of your questions. Well, we're trying to get to it.
Awesome.
Next question, Katie. What advice would you have for a young person who might be interested in a similar career path?
I do get this one a lot actually, and I never really know exactly what to say because I feel like I was kind of in the right place at the right time with the right amount of knowledge. I feel like I got lucky personally, and I am forever grateful for my opportunity. But I guess what I can say is, like, if you're looking for a career in concept art, obviously get a really good portfolio. Like, what do you like drawing? That's like really important. Mm-hmm. Do you like characters? Do you like doing environment paintings? Do you like doing more of like logo signs, graphic design kind of thing? Figure out what you like doing. Get a really strong portfolio together. Maybe take classes online. There's a lot of really good classes out there for budding concept artists, or even just like do your own research, which is kind of like how I got to where I am. Just practice and create a portfolio, and really important to reach out to other artists, and not like in a natural way, I guess, if that makes sense. Like just open yourself up to other artists who are in the industry that you want to get into, or the line of work that you want to get into. Networking is really important, not just for like a surface level, but like what kind of like bits of knowledge can you learn from each other? How can you grow together with your art community? And what opportunities might that bring about, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
so
that's great.
That's how we look for people. It's like they have strong portfolios, and they might know people and have worked with people on different projects in the past, and good reputation, pleasure to work with, nice people. So I guess that's what I would say is do the thing, get good at the thing, and meet people who also do the thing, and figure it out.
I mean, this is like our ending question all the time for Bend at Night is what can you tell the next aspiring game developer? What's your advice? And a lot of it is like, networking is huge, having a passion for it, boosting out that portfolio, really do something that you're super interested in. And all of that combined can kind of create a special sauce to hopefully get yourself in the industry.
Yeah, people can tell if you're passionate about things and they want that passion in their line of work. So,
next question. Where does Katie get her inspiration from for the concepts? Also, who's her favorite concept artist?
ooh. Oh, who's my favorite concept artist? Boy, oh, that's a tough one. I follow a lot of practical effects artists, actually, because that's kind of my passion outside of work is practical makeup effects and special effects makeup. Spider Zero is a really gosh, what do you consider word vomit? He's like a really fast sculptor, like an actual clay sculptor.
Okay.
I really like his work because it's just really neat. It's not really concept art drawing. I really like Brahm, but I don't know if he's a concept artist either. I don't know if I have a really good answer for that. Really sorry.
Well,
I follow a lot of artists.
Yeah.
A specific concept.
I know my favorite concept artist.
Who?
Katie Scott.
Oh, stop. Thanks.
And the first part to that question, where does Katie get her inspiration from for the concepts?
Yeah, just there's so many different concepts. So it's based on what the task requirement is. Like if it's a piece of clothing, you just just research basically.
Yeah.
Research on the subject.
Right.
Yeah. I guess.
And I saw another question earlier about, have you designed tattoos before?
I have. People
you?
actually have tattoos that I've designed
No
before.
way.
Yeah. Before I started at Ben Studio, I was in the early stages of becoming a tattoo artist. I was starting to apprentice at Monolith Tattoo here in town. Yeah.
That's where I get all my tattoos from.
They're good.
Yeah,
I like
them.
great people.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to work at Whole Foods anymore. I'm just like anything else, literally. So.
Kat, do you have any more questions there?
Did I 100% complete the game? No.
No.
Sorry, game. No.
So what kind of gamer are you? Like, are you
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, everyone here is
say
kind
yeah.
of a gamer.
my favorite game in the whole world is Diddy's Kong Quest for the Super Nintendo.
Nice.
And then the other one that I always go back to play is Death Road to Canada. Just games that are really easy to pick up.
Yeah, pick up
I
and
don't
play,
know.
huh?
Diddy's Conquest is just such a classic, and it
Yeah.
just brings back such wonderful
Right.
feelings. And yeah, I can't really do the new adventure games, but I buy my boyfriend all of the games. I'm like, hey, can you play this? And I'll just kind of like, I'll get a gist of what's going
Right,
on.
yeah.
Because it's a really cool game. So
There's a question from this guy, Eric Jensen. I don't know who he is. Does Katie remember driving around Central Oregon with myself and Sam V taking photos?
I
were
was
talking
telling him
about
about that. Yeah.
He said it was so much
Yes.
fun and so key in helping establish the look and feel of so many things, as well as all the fictional branding, stores, etc. Good times. Miss you,
Really good times. Miss you too, Eric. Left.
Here's a question from Gabe Logan. It's the actual Gabe Logan.
Oh,
When you make a... Oh, shit. That's perfect.
Sorry.
When you make a design, do you play some particular music to motivate you? Now I have to know.
Do I
since
need
you
to
laughed.
confess?
Please
So
do.
my get going music are metal covers of gaming soundtracks.
That's amazing. That answer
really
was so
gets
much
you
better than I
going.
thought it was going to be.
Yeah. No, Richard E.B. is really good.
Nice.
And yeah.
Do you listen to a lot of music when you're drawing?
I don't actually.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I listen to like scary stories and
Oh, it's
scary Reddit
Yeah.
stories and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, narrators online, like yeah. No, not a lot of music. Sometimes when I really need to get going,
Right.
but nothing with words. It really distracts me. no music with words. Sorry.
Yeah, same. I'm the same. I have to play. I play like video game soundtracks in the background because that's just like something that gets. But if there's words and I'm trying to type words, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like turning down your car radio to
Yeah.
read an address that you're trying to
Exactly,
find.
right.
It's like I can't do two things at once.
Yep. Great. Well, everyone, thank you very much for your questions. Thank you for hanging around and just hanging out with us and doing this virtual tour through Days Gone and kind of spotlighting a lot of what Katie worked on in Days Gone and been here 11 years and we still have
Wow.
some yeah.
Sorry.
And Katie still has some awesome stuff going to be coming in the future for sure. Thank you, Katie, for taking your time and coming on and coming about half hour later than we were supposed to end. But
I don't know how I did
I know,
that.
it
I
was
was
fast.
panicking.
It
I
was
like,
fast.
what am I going to talk
Yeah.
about? I don't talk.
But look, we did it.
Yeah.
You did it. You did it.
Yeah, it's easy with you. It's like a good cadence.
Yes.
Yeah, and great questions, chat, and thanks so much for having me here. Like, really special.
For sure. Thank you all. This was our second part, Breaking Down Days Gone. Our first part with Ron Allen, where he breaks down Alt Sawmill, will be on YouTube, on youtube.com/BenStudio, Monday of next week. Nice. Now, our third part of this Breaking Down Days Gone series will probably hit in December. But next week, we are off. There will be no Ben Plays live stream because it is Thanksgiving week here in North America. And I will be taking the whole week off to spend time with my family and kids since they're also off of school. So,
Yay.
and then all of SIE has off Thursday and Friday, so no one's going to be working. So we'll be off next week. So join us the following Friday, whatever that is, December something.
We'll figure it out.
We'll
when it's
figure it
time
out
to
when
go
it
to
comes
work.
closer. But keep an eye on our social channels because that's where you can get all of our news and all of our updates. December 1st. Thank you, Dan. So we'll be back here, same time, same place, December 1st. What game are we playing? I have no idea yet. It's on the schedule. There's something on the schedule.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's something.
Nice.
I don't know. But we're ending it's getting close to the end of the year, and we only have about 3 total streams left, which kind of makes me sad because 2023 is almost over, and like at SIE we shut down at the end, like December 22nd or so. So and then we're all off for a week and a half, 2 weeks. So yeah, only a few streams left. So thank you all, and thank you all to all the new viewers who keep coming in and watching us. We hope you've enjoyed our Breaking Down Days Gone series. We will have it continue for a few more as more developers keep reaching out asking to jump on for this new series, which is exciting. It makes me happy because I'm always willing to talk more Days Gone.
Yeah.
So thank you again. We hope you all have a great weekend. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving week if you celebrate. And we will see you soon. We'll be on social media, but we will see you here December 1st on Friday. All right, Katie. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.